All right, guys, welcome back. So, next step in the process, surface prep. I've got about, I'm gonna say 8 to 9 hours now in paint correction. Each one took me a little over 4 hours, about 5 the first time, right at 4 hours today on the second stage of paint correction. So I've got everything out for surface prep, but we're getting close to the end. There's still just some time involved. So we're gonna wipe the whole thing down, every inch of it. And what I'm gonna use is, I'm using Carpro eraser. So this is a, I don't know what it's made of, but it smells great. And I keep it in a press-all bottle from Obsessed Garage in there just because I like the way it sprays. And I've got a couple towels. So I'm just gonna make my way around the vehicle, just wiping every inch. Wanna make sure all the dust is off. Wanna make sure any remnants of any polish, oils, etc. is off and the paint is just bare. And once we have that, we're gonna be in good shape, ready for ceramic coating. The paint's looking really great. It's glossing, it looks good. So I'm excited to get this, this Gtechniq CSL on here after. So we're just gonna start and go around. I do have my lower pile tiles. I have 3 of those, and I have one that's slightly more because I might use this one, but sometimes these leave a little bit lint again, which I don't want. So I was just gonna test an area right here, just on a window. Man, this smells so good. I actually had bought some air freshener from Carpro. That's the same scent as the eraser. Oh, that looks good. There's no lint. A little bit. A little bit. But you know, it doesn't take much either. I want to very lightly wipe this just to make sure I don't put any swirls or scratches. I mean, that could happen so quickly and easily. Actually make it a dry towel and kind of pass as a second wipe. So that's probably a good idea. Maybe come back with a second towel right behind as you're wiping. I want to make sure this dries really good. Now I'm not ceramic coating the windows, but there's just dust on them and I am going to clean them. So what I'll probably do actually is I'm going to do this. I'll put some glass cleaner on it and then I'll ceramic coat. I just don't want any overspray of glass cleaner on the ceramic. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do the roof first. I'm going to start there and I'll probably do roof, hood, work my way around the vehicle. But yeah, so I'm excited about this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe everything. I'm not gonna film that, I guess, just because it's just wiping the vehicle down, but we are gonna talk about the ceramic coating once I get it on there. This is an easy step in the process. You just spray and wipe. Nothing to it. So you can use any kind of isopropyl alcohol spray. I actually had ordered 2 more, I forgot, maybe like 12-ounce bottles of Adam's Surface Prep, which is an alcohol-based spray, and I forgot I had bought Carpro eraser, which this one's the best and smells the best. But yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna keep this thing going and hopefully get a great result at the end. All right, I think we are ready for ceramic coating. We finally got there. It took a while on this truck, but I wanted to make sure I did this thing absolutely perfect. I was taking my time so much and just going through every little bit with a fine-tooth comb. If something was just not perfect, I would just spend a lot of time on it. I just really want the guy to be happy. So I did wipe it down with the surface prep with Carpro eraser. If you can see, this thing is looking unbelievable. Just the gloss and reflection on here already is just insane. It's looking so good. So I'm excited to get this coating started. So I got my lights, just to check for high spots. So this is the applicator I'm going to use. It's Glide Coat applicator. I'd ordered these on Amazon, like a pack of 6 of them or so, just to have a bunch of them. These are from Obsessed Garage. I think they're only $1 a piece. These are some low pile coating removal towels. And after I level the coating and I'm done with it, then I'm going to throw these away after. So you always throw your towels away. Then I've got Gtechniq Crystal Serum Light. You can see that there. Hopefully you can. So I've already put the dropper in it. It comes with a dropper. I've got some extra droppers just so you can squirt a little bit on your applicator and then apply it. And then this is EXO version 4, Gtechniq EXO version 4. So this is gonna go on after. I'm not gonna get to this tonight, so I'm actually gonna put it on the side because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply this layer of ceramic, the CSL, and it's almost 7 p.m. now, so tonight I'll finish that. And then I'm gonna let this sit until tomorrow. I want it to cure for a few hours, about 12 hours, before I put the EXO on top. And the plastic trim around the bed and such, I'm just gonna apply the EXO to that. I'm not gonna apply the CSL to that. So this is gonna go just to paint door handles and the piano black trim. So I'm ready, I'm excited because it's the first time I get to use CSL, and I'm excited to see the result. So let's get started. All right, so I got everything out. I'm gonna start on this little piece of the bed right here so you can see me apply this. And the kit does come with gloves and an applicator. The little applicator I didn't use. I'm using this little foam applicator. And the only negative to the foam is it kind of like squeaks almost when it rubs against the paint, which I don't love. So I may not use these again. But so if you can see, I'm just using the dropper and putting a little bit on there. So I'll probably do it twice. Hopefully that's enough. And if you can see right here, so I'm just gonna start right here. So you hear that? It's because it's grabbing. So this coating goes on nice and thick. So I'm just doing like a crosshatch pattern. And I think I have more time to work in here. I could probably even do bigger sections because since I have the AC now and it's the humidity in here is not bad. It's actually really good. See some dripping in there. The humidity is really good. It's low. So if it was hot outside and humidity was really high, this thing would flash in a second. It almost starts to separate. And I'm not sure if you could see that yet. It's not really separating yet. It's still just kind of one big coat. I can see it around here starting to separate some. But it took a good minute or so when I tested it out before for it to start. I like just making a few passes, making sure it's well covered. Got enough to do a small piece here, probably. So I'm gonna let that sit. And so if you were comfortable enough, you can move on to another section and let that sit, or I can continue. But I'm just gonna leave it there. Let's see how long it takes for it to start separating. I'm not really sure if you can see that in the camera. So right now it's still just pretty solid. But it's a good thick layer that goes on. Compared to the Adams coating goes on very thin, flashes immediately. It's very easy to leave high spots. This is a much easier coating to apply. I think it's much more high quality coating. I'm trying to get out of the light here. See if I can get you closer. So I don't know if you can kind of see the coating on there. And we're starting to get some separation over here. Might be hard to see. I think it's kind of tough for it to pick up in the camera. So we're about ready to start leveling this out. Yeah, it's starting to separate. So it almost looks streaky when it separates. It doesn't flash so much like the Adams coating. So I'm just going to take my towel now and I'm just going to start wiping to level it. I'm just making sure I'm not getting on the trim. And when I level it, I'm pushing it around to other parts of the paint. So it will spread, but I'm always going to do an area, I'm always going to wipe it to an area that's about twice the size of the area that I actually applied it. I'm just going to flip my towel. And it just looks amazing. It's clear, glossy. And that part is coated. And it looks perfect. So that part's coated. So I'm going to continue around doing some more. There you go. So I ended up just push it around to about here and to about here, if you could see that. So again, I always do a bigger section to make sure I overlap everything, and I use my light to check for any high spots. But I know it stopped about right here, this body line I use. So I just use it as my markers like that. But man, this panel looks awesome right here. So, all right, I'm gonna do the rest of the bed. I'm gonna continue down the truck, and I will check in with you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, just a little update so far. So did the whole truck bed, did the whole roof, did this entire rear door panel, did the center black piano finish pieces, and did this entire door panel on the passenger side and the mirror. So I have the front fender to do, and I was gonna take you through that just while I'm doing it, just because I'm kind of learning some things along the way, because this is my first time using CSL, like I said, but this coating is unbelievable. It's so awesome compared to Adams or anything else. But and Adams is the only one I've used before, but it's so slick. Man, I could just tell the difference of if I touch a panel I didn't do and I touch one of these panels, just the slickness to it is nuts. I've been very cautious and worried about high spots, but I haven't seen any yet. You know, as soon as I'm starting to see it flash, I'll level it out with one towel and then I'll wipe it off with the next. So I've really been checking. I haven't seen anything yet, so I'm hopeful that it's going to be a fairly easy install or application here. So I want to show you the fender, the front fender. So let me move the camera. Just so I can get you a good, let's see, I'm trying to get the best lighting, maybe. Okay, so that might work all right. So this foam applicator, I'm really not liking. I feel like I'm gonna run out. I've used almost half the bottle. So I think I'm gonna run out, but you know, the finish of the paint, because it's clean and prepped, is squeaky. It's squeaky clean. So that's what you're hearing, which is kind of aggravating the whole time. Now this coating tends to run, like it almost drips and runs. It kind of wants to level itself, which is a good thing, because it allows you to spread it and work it in a little better. So if I notice it running, I just kind of continue pushing it along into different places, and I'm blocking the whole camera so you can't see. So look, so it was kind of wanting to run down here, so I'm just gonna work it in. You know, I just keep pulling it down, pull the excess. So the application is pretty good. And I'm gonna put it all over this. Now pull it down all the way through. I think it really does help working inside a dehumidified garage with AC, because it allows me to take my time with it more. Whereas if I was outside, man, it'd be so hard to apply this outside. I'm not sure how you would do that. But I think it would flash immediately. So I'm gonna use this as a body marker here. So I got this section, and I got just a strip across right there. And if I look, you might not be able to see it, but if I look through here, I could see the streaks most of where I passed it. So I'm always looking at different angles, making sure the coverage is good. Yeah. And sometimes I'll even do another section while that's kind of curing or before it's flashing. But I'm not going to do that this time. And I think it's okay to essentially wipe this on and wipe it off, but I'm taking my time just to make sure it's on there. I don't know if it helps the longevity or not, but I do let it. So it's very like streaky looking now, so that tells me it's time to start removing or leveling. So I'm using my first towel, which I guess is more saturated with the coating. And I always use that for my first pass. It kind of gets all the excess, not the access, it's the excess. And then I use my second clean towel. I'm trying to stay where you can see here. And notice I'm wiping, I didn't put coating all right here, but I'm wiping all that area, including onto areas that I've done already, because I want to make sure it's spread very evenly, sorry. So now when you come to apply the next section, you could feel the applicator slide real smoothly on the section that you already applied it. So it kind of helps you if you need a marking too. But man, the results are just so good. I can't wait to put that EXO. All right, so let me grab some more coating. And I'm only putting one squirt from the dropper every time on here. So I'm gonna come around here. It's fairly smooth now. It's gonna start to grab, I hear it. So it's kind of a good thing, the noise, because it's an indicator. Coming to the body line here. Yeah, so it's an indicator of kind of where I've gone, where I've applied. See, I spread it out over here so it's much smoother. Now it's squeaking. So I'm gonna come on this side, just make sure I got it all over here evenly. Sometimes you really got to get at different angles to see. I think with this one, there's really no right or wrong way to put it on as long as it's got some good coverage. I'm just gonna put a little bit more. Just so I could finish this fender area. I do like the applicator as far as the size and just holding it. I also have some big square block microfiber applicators, but I feel like that would waste so much product because it would just take so much to prime it. So that's the only thing I worry about with that. I've used it for like spray ceramic coating already, and they apply it evenly and smoothly. Okay. So it's probably about enough time, yeah. So if I get down here, I know you're not gonna be able to see it. I could see it flashing pretty good. Coming some different angles, yeah. So I'm gonna start removing. And I try to keep the same process so I know what towel's what. Usually the towel always in my right hand is the initial. And then the left hand is the one that comes back and finishes it. Just trying to stay where you guys can see. You can see that, yeah. But amazing gloss. I could tell it's hydrophobic already just because it's so slick. I could just feel it. I can feel it in the way the towel slides around. And I'm thinking for the other side of the truck, I'm going to switch towels. So I'll use probably 4 towels for the entire application. And I'm always kind of wiping extra because I just want to make sure there's no high spots. Man, this looks so good. The whole side of this truck just looks awesome. Can't wait to do the M3. All right. All right. So I'm gonna stoop down a little bit here. Okay. So about half of the truck is done. Roof, this side, and part of the back tailgate. So I just wanted to catch you up and kind of give you some tips on while I was applying it, what the application process was like, how easy it was. So I keep going back and looking to see if there's high spots just in case I missed anything. I hadn't found anything yet. So I'm really pleased so far. It's coming out really good. So gonna continue and catch up with you and update you as we get closer to finishing. So stay tuned.